Hey everybody, and welcome to another video. And in this video, we're going to have a look at this Wargames Illustrated. This is issue 436, April 2024. And in this issue, we see we got the a very nice cover. Now, most guys who dabble in World War II will at some point fall in love with these guys. This is the LRDG, the Long Range Desert Group, and it's nice to see them on the cover. Gives you an idea of the fact that they do have a special forces sprue that they come with it. Let me just get that very quickly. So you get a special forces sprue that comes with this magazine, and if you didn't get the magazine, you can actually get the sprue from World War Z, I think, Special Ops box. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assemble this and paint them, but that's another video. In this video, we're just going to have a look at this magazine right here. Now, the editorial actually has their own flip through, but this is a flip through from somebody who, well, is sort of a fan. Okay, let's look at what they're gonna put inside. So you got painting, Perry, Warsavians, Achtung Panzer, and Salute 51, which as you're watching this was a couple of weeks back. All right, so let's have a look very quickly. Looking at this, we're gonna see the editorial. This editorial is really nice to read because they were not very sure that there was gonna be a free sprue that was gonna come with the magazine, simply because of what was happening in the world at the moment. They were afraid that shipments were gonna be quite late, and this editorial was gonna say that if there were problems with the shipment and there was not a sprue, it'll be in the next issue. But as you can see, the sprues here, so it's nice that they would they brought it up, like a pre-sorry but didn't have to because the sprue came in time. Okay, so let's look very quickly. Now, Wargames Atlantic have been releasing some really good stuff lately, and I'm seeing more and more of Wargames Atlantic inside Wargames Illustrated, which I think is really, really great. So maybe at some point Wargames Atlantic will contribute a sprue to Wargames Illustrated. I don't know. It's worth thinking about. All right, so here we're gonna see Wargames Atlantic's released a Great War Russian Infantry, and they've got the skeletons, cavalry, and chariot set, which I think is great because the old world is back, and skeletons are all the vogue. So you can actually convert them to be the Tomb Kings if you like. Moving along, you've got some North Star figures. This is for the Oathmark set, which is doing quite well, actually, I must say. And this is the command set, and this is a Great Escapes Dead Man's Hand Street Scatter. Now I think it's a bit scattered terrain. A lot of people when you get it, when you're really committing to building a nice table, but I would recommend getting it. I mean, it's nice to paint something other than miniatures sometimes, and terrain, do some scattered terrain, why not? Now over here you can see some Sarissa Precision MDF. Now the good thing about this particular kit is the fact that it's pre-painted, and it's nice because most Sarissa are not pre-painted. They've done some tokens and stuff like that, but this is their first kit that's pre-painted. Which is nice. It's a great start, I guess, to having more pre-painted Sarissa miniatures. Oh, MDF terrain. Next up is Achtung Panzer. Hopefully by the time you watch this, Achtung Panzer will already be out for you to try from Warlock Games. Now, moving along, we've got this English Civil War rule set from Alternative Armies, and as we look through the whole magazine, you'll see miniatures from Peter Pig right over there, Still Fist miniatures, Bloody miniatures. And it's nice because these are all really smaller miniature companies, which I honestly think always deserves a shout, and I'm glad that magazines like Wargames Illustrated gives them a shout. Totally appreciate it. Next up, you've got more undead, and this time it's from Crooked Dice, and then you've got miniatures from Bavaria Miniatures, and so on and so forth. Now, moving along, the next part you got Quickfire, and Quickfire is basically the readers sending in articles, and this one is one of the readers' experience with a wet palette, and this I would like to say is the uh, report, I guess, from the Old Dominion Military Society, which I thought was good because it's inspiration, right, for folks who start their own groups and societies to wargame. Moving along, we got big screen to small board. Oh, look, a lot of flash out. Woof, woof. Now all of these figures apparently have actual figures, so it's kind of nice that they put them all together. There is a little like guide to where the figures are from, just in case you might want to get the exact figures. So this article is basically big screen to small board, and here is where you attempt to bring the Hollywood factor to your miniature gaming. Look, some carry-on stuff right there, which I like. I like that. In fact, one of the reasons why I like Warlord games is because they've got this action-packed thing happening. So yes, it's true. Sometimes the Warlord games figures are disproportionate, but they always give a nod to pop culture, whether it's film or TV. Whether it's their oddball heroes, pretty much the Kelly heroes, or when you buy the generals, it's actually Maximus. I like stuff like that. We actually have a video of painted Maximus, and it's probably right here if you want to go and have a look. Yeah, so that's that. Moving along, Clash of Steel, Gale Force 9, and then offensive miniatures again. Whenever I flip through a magazine, especially WI, and talk about offensive miniatures again, very, very curious, might want to get a set. Now, moving along, we've got a figure that you'd get free if you went to Salute 51. Now, I haven't been to Salute, and I'm in Malaysia, so to go to Salute is a lot of money, a lot of local currency. So those who go, I'm envious. I usually spend hours watching people talk about the experience. Maybe someday I'll take a trip to Salute to watch or experience it. But this is what you get in the grab bag or the gift bag as you walk in, and this is basically miniature done by the Bad Squido games. Now we actually did a video featuring some Bad Squido games, and the link is right there. You also get SDL file, so they can print this one as well. So I think that's really nice that they give you a free figure and they give you a link to get another figure. So you got two figures when you enter Salute, and this is the painting guide for it, which is really, really nice. First core. Now moving along, there's this article. A couple of magazines back, they were talking about the Ridley Scott's Napoleon movie. I didn't enjoy it, let me just say. But in this article, Were You There? Ridley Scott at Austerlitz is basically a scenario that was done to play it, and I think that's really nice. You have the the grumblers, right? Saying, "Oh man, it was not accurate," but then you got the war gamers who go like, let's just war game it. Yeah, why not? And this article is very, very nice. So if you are interested and you can find a copy of this magazine, or borrow it, and you have the figures, why not? A battle and alternate Austerlitz. Yeah, why not? Pulp figures, Oathmark, Human Light Infantry is out. They're really they're really moving forward with the whole Oathmark thing, which I'm very, very happy about. Now moving along, this article is worth its weight. I wouldn't say gold, but it's worth its weight because this is the it's design notes, and it's how the war paint fanatic paints came to be, which I got a very strong feeling will be the standard, and it's how they got around to making it, and if anything, it's a good read, but it's also something that if you were to look back later, it's a moment Whether it's a moment in history or just a moment, we don't know. But it's nice that there's an article and about how this paint set came to be, the Warpaint's Fanatic story. And that basically is the Fanatic paint set, right? It's not just the paint guy who likes war paints. It's the paint set's called the Fanatic paints. General of the Army, Heinz, and then you got the Jins from the Dunes, and this is pretty much a nod to the cover, the LRDG. This is the SAS attacking an Italian airfield, which is, I mean, anything to do with the SAS, whether it be desert or jungle, I really like. So there you go. Moving along, we got design notes for two books here, the Celtic Fringe and Montrose to Win and Lose It All. I think the other value is articles like this when it comes to magazines, because you got a chance to look, I mean, look inside the minds of the guys who are in writing the rules or making, doing the paint sets. And it's a very good read. It's definitely value added if you ask me. Next up is an ad for the Silver Bayonet Egypt Shadow of the Sphinx. Silver Bayonet as well is getting a lot of traction at the shop as well. Moving along, you got the cover mount, and now this is where one of the painters decides to paint the Spec Ops figures to the Call of Duty figures. Again, I will paint this. I won't paint them like that. I'll probably, trying to find another different scheme. But it's nice that they actually have a painting guide for you to look at, and this includes all the paints that they use. So when you get it, you can actually follow this and not have to think too much about it, and you can actually have your Call of Duty characters, which I thought is quite nice. It's quite nice to have. Moving along, you got design notes for Achtung Panzer. I've got a good feeling about this game, and it's kind of nice that they've come up with a tank-only game. I know that a lot of folks, when they get into World War II, they envision what they're gonna play, what they want to play, but deep down inside, they all wanna, build tanks and use tanks. So it's nice that they stripped it down in this rule set, Achtung Panzer, and it's also a design note. So again, this is looking into the mind of the people writing the rules, which I think is always a great read. Also, if you're like, playing the game and you have a rule query, falling back on this to see what the design philosophy was is a good idea. Moving along, we've got Captain Mannering over there, and it's Home Guard Heroes. I like this. I like the Dad's Army. I don't know how many folks actually watch it, but occasionally I'll put it on when I'm having my lunch just to enjoy episode or two. Everything from the black and white all the way to the color, and it's nice that Warlord Games, as I was saying earlier, who make figures and give it a nice nod to pop culture, actually has a set, and this is from their Home Guard set. I think they have a set that comes with both the Home Guard in uniform and a Home Guard in civilian wear, which I thought was really, really nice. I mean, if you're a fan, why not? I'm not so sure how many people below a certain age know who the people are from Dad's Army, but if you don't, just go watch it. I mean, the humor may be a bit dated, but why not? Why not? Next up is painting polished plastics, and this is a new Perry release, and it's a painting guide as well. Perry figures are really, really nice, and I'm glad that they also get a lot of mention in Wargames Illustrated. Moving along, you've got now this rule set 7TV is great, and I think an article like this is really good for a magazine like Wargames Illustrated, because as I was saying earlier, nods to pop culture, and I myself enjoy painting figures that are taken from pop culture. I painted a figure that looks like a predator, and the link to that video is up there. And I like that. I did a figure that looks like the guy from Shaun of the Dead. Yes, but I have to go. Yeah. So moving on, so they broke the article into different genres, and as you can see, let's have a look very quickly. Look and see if you can recognize any of these. You got the A Team right there, and then you got the Gremlins, and this is under the horror genre. And you've got uh things like the let me see now. You got jobbers. You got figures like that as the Mel Gibson character. Yep. Um, you've got like the Ghostbusters as well, right there, Slimer. Yeah. So if you're like into like painting like pop culture reference figures, and you want to play with them, 7TV definitely recommend it. I mean, there are other rule set out there as well, but I'm glad they start you off with 7TV very, very quickly. Moving along, you got Ailala, A Prelude to the Spear, and this again more designer notes. This magazine seems to be a very designer based issue, which is great. I think you can't do this all the time, but I think it's great that they have an issue that totally dedicated to the design element. And this game is just being play tested. Yeah, there you go, play tested. And this is a rule set for Greek hoplite battles, which is great. Here is a obituary for Jack Alexander, which is very, very nice. You've built a community when the magazine honoring the hobby pays tribute to folks who were instrumental in making the hobby what it is. So yeah, so rest in peace. Next up, we got the yeah, it's ads and more ads and more ads, and then they give you a heads up that in the next issue 437, May 2024, you've got the new skirmish expansion for Nevermind the Bill Hooks, which is Here's the Ruckus, and this is the skirmish version of that rule set, I think. As a standalone game. And then there you go, you got Wargames Atlantic churning out more and more figures. Gripping Beast always takes the back cover, it seems. So there you have it. That's Wargames Illustrated 436. If you find this anywhere, for example, somebody's selling an old issue, yeah, at least now you know what it is. You can go and get it. Whether you find it on a forum somewhere or in somebody's garage sale. I don't know whether you will get the free figure in the garage sale, or if you do, you're really lucky. But if you're wondering, this is what was inside the magazine, and I like doing magazine flip throughs. To be honest, it's a thing, and I also like recording it. So if you like content like this, let me know. Also give me some encouragement with a like and subscribe, and it's our hobby, so don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.